So, why did you choose? Why did you choose this picture? What made you choose this to start the whole thing off?
To start the whole thing. So I chose this one because this held the most mystery and curiosity for me, because this was the picture with the least context that I knew about.
Ah.
Because this is, I never knew anything really about my great-grandmother, and I never knew about the relationship between Papa and his mom.
Okay.
And so my starting point was like, basically just saying like, there's a lot to uncover in my family, even things that I don't know about.
I didn't even know this picture either, and
Exactly.
we weren't even sure that was Papa.
Exactly.
We were pretty sure because who else could it be?
Who else?
Because that when she had Uncle Jack, it would have been 15 years before that, so she would have been much younger. So we assumed it was Papa.
Yeah.
But we didn't know that for sure. So so there's lots of mystery. Okay, then this one,
Yes.
because you wanted to have Grandpa.
Yes.
My grandpa, your great-grandfather.
Yes.
And Papa.
Yes.
Explain the different color in their faces. Why is the coloring?
The color is different because the material for the paper is different.
The material for the paper is different.
Yes.
Okay. Is this, and then in the other pictures the
material stays the same.
Is it the material the same as this material, or is it is the faces always a different material than the rest of the piece in each of the pieces?
The faces are the same material
In all of them. This one too, even?
Yes. They might not look like it because the different mediums around them clash and make them appear different.
Okay. And then you were saying that this one, I think when we talked about this before, it's the detail on, or the what is it? Not the detail, but the sharpness. The sharpness on the faces is different depending on what?
The relationship with the people that I am drawing, and the context of the work itself.
Okay.
And the image. Yeah. So the reason why, I drew Papa and his dad like this because in just the context of this image, they're their perspective on their identity and what the future was going to look like moving forward was very blurry because of what had just recently happened to them. And B, my perception of them was blurred because I never felt really close to Papa in this way, and I never really got to understand, the relationship between him and his father, of course. Someone I obviously never got the chance to meet and things like that. Like, I know at some point I got to meet great-grandmother on mom's side, but not these. So it's both a reflection of the times and a reflection of mine.
Makes sense. Okay, let's go over to that one.
Sure.
Okay, so why did you pick this picture?
Well, first and foremost, this is the worst answer ever, but because the picture is fucking cool, okay? Having 4 generations of women in one, I'm sorry, that's badass. So, that. But also because I wanted there to be, because I felt like there was like an image that was already existing of like paternal strength and like fatherly, father and son kind of bonding.
Okay.
Like that. And then I wanted to showcase more of like a mother-daughter, grandmother-granddaughter relationship. Because there was one of mother and daughter over here.
Oh, mother and daughter. Okay.
Father and son, mother and daughter, and then I was like, well, what about across
generationally?
Generations, So yeah, and this was the one that I just felt like the closest to.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And then this one of your mom's favorites.
Yep.
And so, what made you choose this particular?
Because that is one of my earliest memories.
Oh, okay.
Of Bottom and Bichon. Was walking through that orchard with them.
Okay.
And I fell.
Oh, you remember that?
And I fell. Yeah.
Oh, you fell. Oh, see, I don't even remember.
Oh yeah, she felt.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
awful.
She had
Okay.
scraped up her face.
So then why did you pick this particular photo? Do you know why you picked this one? Particular one?
So the way that it shows some of these images depended, like some of them were, based off of, just what I wanted, but others were based off of quotes that I already had, that I had already picked out for them.
Okay.
And so this one, I already had a quote picked out for mom, and I wanted to find an image that like represented that. And so I immediately was like, well, here's one. Here's my mom, and she's got, and there's like a small little, like subtle little thing of like, you know, those toucans on those the cereal
yeah.
boxes, right? And she had a cup of
Toucan
that.
Sam.
Toucan Sam. Yeah. And so all these like small little
Oh,
clues
you
in
didn't
here.
notice that?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
small little
Oh, yeah.
clues in there of like this is like, oh, this was American life for her, and so she never really had, you know, had that even like that dwelling of like even recognizing that as like, oh, that's I'm white, like that's.
G-Town earned that from Taco Bell.
See?
Sweet. Okay, good. Good to
Fact.
know. Good to know.
Good to know.
Toucan Sam was from Taco Bell. That's an interesting. Okay.
Well, he had a whole collection of free cups because he ate all those stinking tacos.
Okay. And then you had to pick one of Ji-chan.
Yeah, it's a four.
Okay. Okay. So this one. What made you? This is you, mom and me.
Yes.
So what made you choose mom and me in this particular picture and
Well, because I feel that like I already alluded to in my images and my sketchings of like my grandparents of like the hard work that they did to you know to help the next generation succeed. But this was, you know, my direct proof of, you know, what my parents did for me specifically. Because you know I've seen like how it's you know, my great grandparents and then my grandparents and my parents and me, but I wanted to pay more attention to like that immediate, like the closest relationship that I have to that understanding. So
okay. And then these two, well not last two, but these
Yeah.
two. So this one, what like picking this one of you and your mom.
yeah.
What made if of the photos that there are? What made you think to pick this one? It's an interesting choice because mom's not really a golfer, but
No.
she was just
No, but like that's the thing. It's the fact that like mom always wanted to be a mom, and she was willing to go through certain things that like, you know, obviously she wouldn't have wanted to, you know, go through perhaps. Similar to how our ancestors did, like they didn't want to do a lot of things, but they felt like they had to because they wanted to have the best for their kids. So while mom might not be a golfer and might not necessarily enjoy it, she did that because that was what I loved to do. So, yeah.
And how did you pick me with Stormy on my shoulders?
Because I already had cats over there, so
Okay.
there was that. But
Ah.
also because you're somebody who I feel carries, you know, like there's the whole image of like the father carrying the weight of the family, and I kind of wanted to add like a little bit of like a playfulness to that. So,
Makes sense.
yeah.
Cool. Okay. And then this one, you and your sister.
Yes.
Why this particular you and sister picture? Or
Because, I mean, that was before Mari understood the whole thing of smiling.
oh,
know?
interesting. Okay.
It wasn't necessarily to directly like depict her autism necessarily, but just to depict like, you know, the differences and like, you know, that we had very early on, and how our relationship and like still, you know, maintained the closeness that it has today, regardless of our differences. So.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And then last one. This is a self-portrait, correct?
Yes, and it was made using not references of myself, because the other ones I use references of like the actual subjects themselves.
Yes.
But this one I used the references of all the other subjects that I had done.
To create a
portrait of myself using.
Assuming so you kind of know what you look like,
I
but
do.
you
But like but when I looked at like my family members, I paid attention to the features that I had inherited from them.
and
And
then
I
came
kinda
up
just
with
came
this.
up with that. Ended up looking a little bit like grandma, like maybe a little bit more than the others, but.
But all having parts from the other pictures that you've had reference to.
Correct.
Thank you. All done. No
I'm
more.
tired.
Yeah, I know.
Well, we're done.